There are things about depression that people understand. Sadness, low mood, not wanting to go out. But some of the most painful parts don't even look like depression. They happen quietly inside you, and over time they start to change how you feel, how you think, and how you experience the world around you. One of the hardest things is the loneliness. Not just being alone, but feeling alone inside yourself. You can be around people, you can talk, smile and respond, but something inside you feels distant. Like you're there, but something in you has pulled back. Like you're watching everything from a distance, but never fully in it and connected. No matter who you're with, there's always a part of you that feels separate. Like how you feel that you don't quite belong anywhere. You start to feel invisible in a way that's hard to explain. Not because people can't see you, but because no one can feel what's happening inside you. And that's what makes it so heavy, carrying something this deep and having nowhere to put it. You can't explain how you feel because you don't even know how to put it into words. Like even you don't fully understand it. Another painful part is what happens to your mind. It doesn't feel like your mind anymore. Your thoughts slow down, but at the same time, they don't stop. They loop the same moments over and over, the same questions with no answers. Things you never used to think twice about suddenly feel overwhelming. You replay conversations long after they've ended, picking them apart, looking for something you missed. You start questioning everything, what you said, how you came across, and whether you mattered at all in that moment. And even when there's nothing happening, your mind doesn't let you rest. It stays busy, searching, turning things over, trying to find something solid to hold on to, but nothing ever settles. It's like your thoughts are constantly moving but never going anywhere. And that feeling of never getting relief from your own mind, that mental weight becomes exhausting in a way that's hard to explain to anyone else. Depression doesn't just stay on your mind, it moves into your body. You feel it the moment you wake up before the day has even started. Something in you already feels drained, like a consuming pressure. It's like your mind and body are both carrying something invisible. There's a tension in your chest, a tightness you can't fully release, like you're holding something in without realising it. Even simple things feel like effort. Replying to a message, making a decision, starting something you used to do without thinking. And it's not that you don't want to. Your body just simply won't respond the same way anymore. It's like your body and mind are out of sync, both trying to function but neither having the energy to meet each other. So you sit there knowing what needs to be done but feeling unable to move. And that disconnect between wanting to live your life and not feeling able to step into it is exhausting in a way people rarely understand. Another painful part is losing your sense of who you are. It doesn't happen all at once, it's gradual. You just start to notice that you don't feel like yourself anymore, but you can't fully explain why. Things that used to excite you don't land the same. You try to connect with them, but there's nothing there. No spark, no pull, just a kind of flatness that you can't shift. And what makes it harder is that you remember how you used to feel. You remember having energy, direction, and personality. You remember being more present in your own life. So you're not just dealing with how you feel, you're constantly aware of what's missing. And that creates a different kind of pain because you're not just missing happiness, you're missing yourself. I felt that in a very real way. There were times in my life where I genuinely didn't recognise the person I had become. I left the place I lived my whole life to start again somewhere new, and instead of feeling excited, I felt completely lost, like I had no grounding, no direction, and no sense of where I fit in anymore. It felt like I'd stepped away from my own life without knowing how to get it back. And at the same time, I always had this feeling that I was meant for more. Like there was something I was supposed to be doing or becoming, but I couldn't see it clearly enough to move towards it. So I kept searching, trying to understand myself, trying to find answers and figure out why I felt so stuck. And when you stay in that place for a long time, it wears you down. The searching becomes exhausting, And the longer it goes on, the more it starts to feel like this isn't a phase. It's more like it's just who you are now. Like you've lost something you can't get back. Another thing depression does is it changes how you experience everything emotionally. Things that normally wouldn't affect you that much start to feel a lot bigger. A small setback can throw you off more than it used to. Silence from someone can stay on your mind longer than it should, and uncertainty feels harder to sit with. It's not that you've suddenly become sensitive, it's that you're already carrying so much internally that there's no space left to absorb anything else. So even small things start to feel like too much. For me, it was never just one thing. It was everything layered over time. Past experiences I thought I'd moved on from were still there in the background, shaping how I felt without me even realising it. There were relationships where I gave my everything, my time, my energy, and my loyalty. I showed up fully and still ended up being the one that got hurt. And when that happens more than once, it doesn't just hurt in the moment, it changes something inside you. It affects how you see yourself, how you trust, and how you show up the next time. That kind of pain doesn't disappear, it stays with you. Losing my dog was the hardest part for me. He wasn't just a pet, he was my everything. My comfort, my safe place, my constant presence in a life where so much else felt unstable. When I lost him, it felt like I lost myself with him. That bond was the only one in my life that ever felt pure, grounding, and unconditional. And even now, it's something I still feel deeply, not just in a memory, but in the way it changed me. There was a level of devastation I haven't fully come out of, and I don't say that lightly. I lost him at a time I needed him most, and that's something that stays with you in a way you don't really recover from. You just learn to carry it. So when all that builds slowly over time, it stops being something that comes and goes. It becomes your everyday state without you even realising it. And one of the most painful parts is the helplessness, because you don't stop trying. You still try to pull yourself out of it. You still try to think differently, to shift your mindset, to tell yourself this isn't permanent, but nothing changes in the way you need it to. And that's where it starts to wear you down, because you're doing everything you're supposed to do internally, but you're still stuck in the same feeling. And after a while, that starts to mess with you, not just emotionally, but in how you see yourself. You start questioning why you can't seem to move forward, even when you're trying so hard to. That quiet frustration with yourself can be incredibly painful. But through all of that, there was always one thing that kept a small part of me steady: the gym. When my mind felt heavy, training gave me structure. When I felt lost, it gave me somewhere to put my focus. When I didn't feel emotionally strong, it reminded me that strength still existed somewhere inside me. And sometimes that's what helps you hold on. Just one thing that gives you a sense of grounding. A place where your mind goes quiet. One routine that reminds you you're still capable. Because depression can make you feel like you're fading, but that one anchor keeps a part of you present. So if you're feeling this right now, the disconnection, mental exhaustion, and the feeling that you've lost yourself, I want you to know something. These experiences don't mean you're weak. Because even inside depression, there's still something fighting for you. It's a part of you that keeps going even when you don't feel motivated. When you keep searching even when you feel lost. And when you still hope even when hope feels distant. That part of you matters. Because that part of you is still alive. And sometimes healing doesn't begin with feeling happy again. It begins with holding on to that small piece of yourself, the one that refuses to completely give up. For me, that was the gym. It didn't fix everything, but it gave me moments of clarity where my mind felt quieter and where I felt strong, even when emotionally I wasn't. And those small moments started to remind me that I wasn't completely lost. So if you're going through this, you don't need to have everything figured out. You don't need to suddenly feel better and know all the answers. You just need one thing: one outlet, one routine, one reason to keep moving forwards. Because when you hold on to that one thing, it becomes your anchor. And over time, it doesn't all just disappear overnight. It doesn't work like that. But slowly, things start to shift. Your mind starts to feel a little less heavy than it used to. There are moments where things feel quieter inside you and where you're not overwhelmed by everything you're carrying. Those moments don't come all at once. They come gradually. One day you realise you've had a small moment of peace you didn't overthink. Then another where something that used to hurt a lot doesn't hit the same way anymore. And without even noticing it fully at first, you start to feel like yourself again in small ways. Not the version of you before everything happened, but someone new, someone more aware, someone who understands pain in a way that makes them stronger and more grounded at the same time. You stop seeing your experience as something that defined you, and you start seeing it as something that shaped you. And maybe that's what healing really is. Not forgetting what you went through, but learning that it didn't take you away from yourself. It brought you back to a deeper version of who you are. And if you're still in it right now, I want you to hold on to this. You're not stuck, you're not behind, and you're not becoming less of yourself because of what you're feeling. You are still becoming, even here, even now. Thank you for staying and listening. If this conversation resonated with you, you might want to check out my other videos. If you'd like to support this space, you can like, comment and subscribe. It genuinely helps this reach other people who might be sitting with the same questions. If you enjoy my content and would like to support the channel, you can leave a little tip via the PayPal link in the description. And if you want to be here for the next conversation, you can turn on notifications. Your support doesn't just help the channel grow, it reminds me that I'm not the only one thinking about these things too. And that matters more than you know. Sending you all so much love. Until next time, keep becoming.